waiting on him to make a mistake.
Yeah, man, and it's good you brought that up, because that's exactly where we want to go now.
We have to talk about it.
So we want to talk about Leon's
we're gonna talk about this season.
And the end of the season, when he put on Jamaica colours and he started coming to itself. But what we really want to ask you about before we get into the positive, we want to speak about last year, which I guess is consensus not a great season.
Mm-hmm. But surprisingly, nobody's beating Liam Bailey. I don't see much people saying, he's a flop. I haven't seen that narrative. I feel like
they're not saying that now. At the end of the season, they were saying it. Just before the last 2 games, they were saying it. And it was a fair. It's not good to do that to a player, especially his own countrymen.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Walk us through the season and could you shed light as to why he wasn't as acclimated to the English game as you would have assumed?
No. That have nothing to do with it. Listen. Ecclesiastes, there's a time for everything under the sun. What do you think of Arjen Robben?
Yeah,
brilliant player, one of the greatest wingers of all time.
Yeah.
All right. Make us take some time on the sun work.
All right.
Get out your phone or whatever Google machine and write this up and type in Arjen Robben transfer marked injuries.
No, man. Injury plagued, man. You Google for that.
Arjen Robben has had more injuries than John Reed Boat. Arjen Robben have an injury every month. Leon Bailey has been injury-free all the way to 22-year-old or 23-year-old.
Yeah.
Then JFF take the man and carry him in a plane economy for, 9 or 10 hours and then put him on the pitch and ask him to play a game. Do you guys remember when I lashed out about that?
Yeah, man.
Leon immediately got an injury. And that was the first injury. Now, as time goes by, you will get injuries. If you're going to have a career of 15 to 17 years playing professional football, you're going to have periods of time when you have injuries. There's going to be adaptation times when your body adapting to the weather, the differences in the weather. Difference in the cold in Belgium, different from the cold in Germany, and different from the cold in England. 3 different type of cold. When you get up in the morning in Belgium, you can get blistering hot, then pouring rain, then freezing snow, and then blistering hot again in a one day. When you're in Germany or Austria, the cold feel like knives driving through you when the wind is licking, brother. Then in England, it's so damp and dense that you can barely breathe. So there's adaptation. Now, okay, him get an injury.
While he's adapting, by the way.
Yeah, while he's adapting. The question is the league hard for him? I don't know. Are players of African descent considered to be what they call blind horses, meaning just runners with the ball? Is the average coach thinking of creativity, skill plus speed, or is he just thinking of speed alone for Leon Bailey? Because remember now, when you look at 90% of the wingers in the English Premier League, where are they from?
90% of the wingers. Well, a lot of the wingers are African descent.
Where else are they from, though?
Yeah, not the Africans.
You mean like which country?
Raheem Sterling come from Jamaica.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Coutinho, where him come from?
Brazil.
Robin, where him come from?
Netherlands.
De Bruyne, where him come from?
Belgium.
What a winger, but Belgium.
Not a winger, but Hazard, where him come from?
Belgium.
Benteke,
Mane,
where him come from?
Salah. Right.
Lukaku, where
What's
him
the
come
point?
from? The point I'm making is they have imported mostly the creative players that they have in the English Premier League.
Yeah.
If many of the coaches from England, raised in England, are mostly hard-working coaches, how well will he understand the creativity of a Leon Bailey or Aaron Robin type player if he's just a hard-nosed, hard-working coach? What type of player was Steven Gerrard?
Workhorse,
Skill?
man. Not at all.
Skill player?
Well, it depends what you call skill. Because you say his skill
Yeah.
at his job,
But not
flashy. Not
yeah,
flamboyant at all.
Yeah.
Steven Gerrard was one of the players I respected the most in the league.
He does the
Steven Gerrard will run you down right down to him own 6-yard box and tackle you.
Yeah.
And run all the way back up and score on you from across.
One of the best English midfielders, if not.
Hard-nosed, shoot powerfully, do the work of 3 midfielders, put in the work, left, right, and center. What happens when you take a Ferrari and you give him a truckload to carry?
He will not carry the load.
You tie on a trailer on the back of a Ferrari, what happens?
It's not going to go.
It's going to spin those tires till them burn off.
Yeah.
But if you utilize the Ferrari for what it's designed for, which is to run races, to take corners well, yeah, then what will happen? They'll be effective.
Is the point I'm hearing is that Liam Bailey wasn't used properly? Is that the point you're trying to make?
Was Leon Bailey used on the wings?
He
When
was
he just went to Aston Villa?
Under Dean Smith?
Yeah.
Liam Bailey played a lot of positions, you know. He played in the middle, he played forward, he played on the wings. He didn't have a set position.
Okay. Now, again, what were they looking for? Were they looking for the creativity of the Leon Bailey, or were they looking for the asking Leon Bailey to run hard, work hard, sprint hard, press, do all of the work?
Yeah, we saw Leon Bailey. But even recently we still see Leon Bailey working hard and tackling and pressing and
Listen,
stuff like that.
he's gonna work hard. He's gonna press. He has adapted to the game now. But he's also not going to abandon what makes Leon Bailey Leon Bailey.
Yeah.
Because if you take that out of the loop, he cannot compete physically with some of them hard-working monsters what them have up there.
Just won't.
Yeah? His edge is his creativity. His edge is his speed. His edge is his being able to turn on a dime. That's his edge. His edge is to be able to break down and mash up opposing defenders.
Yeah.
Till them foul him and kick him foot and dash him away. That's Leon's edge. And the day you take that from him is the day that he's just a normal mediocre player. So the coaches have to allow him to be who he was designed to be. When I was building Leon, I wasn't building a player that couldn't run. I was building a sprinter that could play creative, intelligent football. And that's what he is. When he cut it off the wing versus Manu, that's signature Phoenix training, the center, brother.
Yeah.
That's something we do every single day. Go down the wing, dip and cut, skill set, cut in, whip to the far post. You see, we spotted that over and over and over. You see, Buster do it. Don't you guys come and see training already?
Yeah.
Now that you see?
Yeah, I've seen Whisper do that quite a few times.
All right. So the question is, did you see that in last season from Leon?
No.
Not at all. Well, towards the end when Gerrard took over, he was playing as a winger predominantly.
No. He was playing as a winger after I make a phone call.
The work
But
of
the
an
phone call was, okay, you obviously didn't really want this player that came here. Maybe we need to look at options. Because this player that came here is a creative winger. You need to allow him to show you what he can do. Give him the chance. And they did. And that's when he started to perform.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And that's why it's so important to have a manager, because I can say these things and everybody, including Stephen, will probably say I'm a rude, faced, pushy manager. And Leon is a nice, good, decent guy. And that's how it should be. You don't want Leon talking to the coach or talking back to everybody about whatever. It's my job to do that.
Right. So
It's my job to prepare him.
What kind of relationship would you say you have with one Steven Gerrard? Because he is the manager at the moment for Liam Bailey.
No, listen, I have a great deal of respect for him. But football is like a game of chess. One of the most important things that you need to know when you play chess is how to use your chess pieces. Yeah? So I think he's figuring out who Leon Bailey is, who he really is, what his capacity is. Leon is untapped. Leon, I told somebody, I think maybe about 4 months ago or so, that Leon is operated at about 60% of his capacity. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, all these comments that Gerrard made, if you look back at some point in the season, he was saying he needs to show his creativity. He needs to show that he wants to play for the team. He needs all of those things. But that is already who Leon is.
And as you can